The common European asylum system is one of the most protective and sophisticated systems of protection in the world. Yet, the EU asylum policy is still under construction, and some contradictions remain. To begin with, access to protection is only limited to the asylum seekers who manage to reach the territory of the EU. The common European asylum system has been established in parallel of rules aiming at reinforcing the control over EU's external borders. As a consequence, it has become more and more difficult and more dangerous to reach EU's territory. Moreover, even when asylum seekers arrive in the European Union, they are prevented from moving freely within the EU, either because of the Dublin rules or because of the practice of the EU state. As we have explained, the Dublin rules distribute asylum applications across the European Union in a way that is not efficient for the EU states, nor fair for the asylum seekers. In addition, some EU states hold asylum seekers in detention, even if they have not committed any crime. While asylum seekers should not be detained unless exceptional circumstances exist, EU states such as Hungary and Poland increasingly resort to mass and needless detention to discourage asylum seekers from coming. This can cause additional harm to people who might be already vulnerable, as it is proven that detention can harm people's physical and mental health. Once asylum seekers are granted protection from one EU country, they cannot settle in another EU country while keeping their protection. Until now, the EU states have fallen short to create a truly common area of protection. This creates an objective competition among the national asylum system in the asylum seekers' eyes. Some systems are perceived as good ones and some as less good or bad ones concerning existing differences in terms, for example, of housing, such as accommodation in overcrowded centers. In practice, both asylum seekers and people who have obtained protection continue to move within the European Union, from one EU state to another. Still, the reason why they are moving are generally not addressed by EU decision makers. In any case, reforming the asylum policy is not easy, and the EU asylum system is not accomplished yet. For many years, the EU states have been divided on asylum. This has created political tension to the point that they disagree over the need for an EU asylum policy in itself. The perception of some EU states is that the EU asylum policy is too protective towards asylum seekers. A series of proposals have been presented since 2016 to modify the current common European asylum system. However, divisions among states are so big that they cannot agree on the changes proposed. Instead of focusing on changing the law, the European Union should find new ways to support the EU states in implementing their asylum policies and duties.